Ready to go. So just some brief housekeeping rules. If you have any particular issues with your technology, audio, anything like that, please use the chat function and we will make sure that we can get that all squared away. If you have any particular questions about Illinois Tech or Coursera or any of the content of the presentation, please do use the Q&A function. And we will answer those questions throughout the presentation as well as at the end of the webinar. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So welcome. This is the webinar for Illinois Tech Coursera Master of Information Technology program. This is a new program for us. We just launched it a few months ago and we're really excited to share this information with you. So just a brief overview of the webinar. First of all, we'll do an introductions between myself and my colleagues within the Coursera program. We'll do an overview of Illinois Tech and the IIT program itself, and then we'll give the floor to my colleagues within Coursera to talk about Coursera and how that works. And at the end, we'll be able to spend some time answering your most burning questions, and as well as provide our own contact information for any follow-up. Okay. So without further ado, let me just introduce myself. My name is Paige Wolf. I am the Assistant Director of Graduate Admissions here at Illinois Tech, and I am the host of this webinar. And now I will pass it to India to introduce herself.
Yes, hi, hello all, and thank you for joining. My name is India Vieira, and I am your dedicated enrollment counselor at Coursera. And I really just assist you through the admissions process, answer any questions you may have about the program. And so super excited to share this information with you today.
Absolutely, thank you very much. So now just briefly about Illinois Tech. So we are located in Chicago, Illinois, and we're a top nationally ranked private research university within downtown Chicago. We have a lot of STEM-based programs. We're basically a STEM school, and we have a lot of programs that focus on the technology and innovation of business, engineering, computer science, architecture, design, the natural sciences, the human sciences, and law. And we have a wide range of programs and degrees, including bachelor's, master's, professional master's, which to that we mean non-thesis, as well as PhD degrees, and also just certificates to get you that very specialized education in very in-demand STEM fields and other areas of innovation and progress. So the reason that students come to us is because we have access to very real-world opportunities, experiential learning. We have a lot of great connections within the business community. Our degrees are very, very highly valued and very highly coveted by the business world. And to prove that, our graduates have extremely good career outcomes after they graduate with a degree from us. So, that's just a little bit about us. And now I will talk a little bit more about us being Chicago's only technology university. We're actually very proud of that fact. We have two campuses in Chicago, one of which is the main campus, which we can see right here in the photo. That's just downtown, south of downtown, kind of near the Chinatown area. And we also have one in the central downtown, which has our law school and our business school. Our main campus is a kind of a historical landmark. Most of our main buildings were designed by Ludwig Mies van der Rohe. He was a big architectural pioneer in his time, and a lot of his buildings are really, really cool to look at and learn about. And yeah, as I said, we're located in Chicago's south side near the Bronzeville area and just south of Chinatown. And one thing that's great about Chicago is that we have a really comprehensive public transportation system that can take you very quickly to anywhere in Chicago. I use it frequently to use my own commute. I go from the north side to the south side in an hour, and I can just read the whole time, and it's great. So we focus on active learning. You're going to be engaging with professors that are deep in their research or deep within their own careers. So you have access to that cutting edge knowledge that helps you get you ready for your career. So our faculty, they have many different awards in their area. They have terminal degrees in their areas. They're nationally and internationally recognized in their own areas. And they're committed to providing you education that's rooted in creation and innovation. Not just a lecture that helps you get by in your career. We're actually hoping to get our students we hope to educate you so that you become pioneers in your own field and that you can change, human history and move technology in the way that you think is best. So as a result, we have a lot of our students have been involved in the development of the cell phone, of the Alexa, the Mars rover, various architectural buildings, and so on and so forth. So, our students we change human history, and we want you to be a part of that. And not only that, so because of the opportunities that are available to you and the value of our degrees, we're hoping to make sure that you have the best return on your educational investment. If you're coming to us for a master's, you want to make sure that it's going to help you get to where you need to go. So, for example, the Brookings Institute ranked us #1 in the Chicago region for occupational earnings power. Forbes has us in the top 25 STEM colleges in the nation. And then very recently, we moved up in our rankings within Illinois area. According to the Wall Street Journal, we are #1 in Illinois for both best colleges and best occupational earnings power. So, I highly, highly encourage you to take advantage of this. Okay. So as I said before, we are also a research institute, and you are welcome to capture that QR code to kind of review the kind of research we're doing now. So we're trying to make sure that the research we do makes significant changes in the lives of those around us. So we have research in areas such as computation and data, health and wellness, urban futures, energy and sustainability, deep science, health and wellness, social justice, so on and so forth. We have about 30 research centers on campus, many different labs that our faculty engage with and that our students can engage with. And we're making sure that the research that we conduct changes everyday lives and makes things better. And yeah, we bring that education and that knowledge to you in our lectures. All right. And as I had said before, our graduates have very high outcomes after they graduate. And this is proof of that. So this webpage, which you can visit using the QR code, this is data we've collected from I want to say the last 5 or 6 years of graduates to see where they end up and how well they're doing. So as you can see in the pie chart, we have about 75% of students who are employed for full-time or part-time within 6 months of graduating. And you can see that they're employed by the top employers, anywhere between startups to early stage companies to Fortune 500 companies, the FANG companies, if you will. And their starting salaries are very competitive with lots of room to grow. So I highly encourage you to make use of this tool. You're able to drill it down to specifically the ITM program to see what specific employers and what specific salaries you can get from a master's degree with us. Okay, and from there, we'll now talk very specifically about the Coursera IT program. So the Master of Information Technology aims to broaden and deepen your understanding of new and emerging info technologies, as well as application integration and the administration practices for effective management. You'll be prepared to deliver optimal technical and policy cloud computing solutions in business, industry, government, and nonprofits, as well as other areas. You'll be able to manage and deploy secure cloud-based information resources in enterprise settings. You'll be able to pursue a diverse range of careers in cloud computing and participate in projects and research that can help you overcome modern challenges and be able to solve problems that we can't even comprehend right now. You'll be able to make use of that. Okay, now we'll talk a little bit about the courses. I won't go into full detail about all these courses, but these are the classes that you can take post-pathway courses that can help you complete the Master of Information Technology program. And the great thing about these classes is that they very closely map the leading industry certificates. That's what that's supposed to say in the red box. So we're trying to make sure that the classes we offer you will actually help you in your future career. We want to make sure you hit the ground running, and these have been developed to make sure that that happens for you. Okay, and that concludes my portion of the presentation. I will now hand it over to India to talk about Coursera.
Thank you, Paige. So again, my name is India Vieira, and I am your dedicated enrollment counselor at Coursera. And so a little bit about my role is to assist you with deciding which Illinois Tech program is best for your career goals and your academic goals. Learn a little bit about the skills you're looking to obtain, talk about the admissions process with you, and set you up for success and to have a pleasant admissions experience with Illinois Tech and Coursera. Next slide, please. So again, in regards to being your dedicated enrollment counselor, you can think of me as your guide. So I'm really here to assist you with selecting the program. Illinois Tech has awesome online programs partnering with Coursera, a few different programs. So my goal is to really assist you with deciding which program works best for you with your career goals and your academic goals. Next slide, please. Thank you. So a little bit about performance-based admissions. So with this program, the Master of Information Technology program, your work is your application. So there's no actual application or application fee for this program. You do complete what we call a registration form. However, there's not an actual application or application fee. Okay, so to be accepted into the program, you would complete 3 courses, which we call a pathway into the program, with a 3.0 GPA combined score. So that 3.0 is actually a combined score of the 3 courses, and we call this a pathway into the program. Also, you will need to submit proof that you have your undergraduate completed, those transcripts, if you decide to move forward with the master's degree program after completing the pathway courses. And typically, the university is requesting within 4 weeks or so of starting the program. Next slide, please. Yeah, so a little bit about how performance-based admissions works. So you would go to the Coursera main page, so the Master of Information Technology program through Illinois Institute of Technology on the Coursera site. You would click Enroll Now, and when you click Enroll Now, it actually will take you to the Illinois Tech's registration form. You would input your information in the registration form, decide what start date you're looking to start. because there are 6 start dates a year, but we are really excited about the upcoming start date for the new year. So if you are looking to start the program as a New Year resolution, we do have a January 8th start date approaching, so that would be awesome. And you could think about that. And so again, that's for spring term A starting in January. So you would click on the term you're looking to start. And then the next step would be deciding if you want to take all 3 pathway courses at one time, or if you would like to take one at a time. It's completely up to you. And one way to decide that is just take in mind that we recommend for you to set aside about 6 to 9 hours of study time per week per course. So you want to take that in mind when choosing how many courses you want to complete at one time. But again, super flexible and completely up to you. So if you want to start with one course your first semester, that's completely fine. If you decide to jump in and take all 3, that's completely fine as well. Just take in account of that time you need to allot to your studies. And then lastly, after you complete those 3 courses with that 3.0 combined score, submit proof of your bachelor's degrees to the university. You'll be fully admitted into the program. And so that's how the performance-based admissions works there. Next slide. And so I am going to pass it back to Paige for the Q&A. And again, thank you so much for joining today with us.
Thank you very, very much. All right, we've got a couple of questions and I will review them. And so please, again, feel free to put your questions in the Q&A function and we will answer live on the air for you. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like we got a few questions here. I see here that we have one question. Can you elaborate on the pay as you go details from Ayaf? Great question. So in regards to the pay as you go details, so you do not have to pay the full $15,000 for the tuition up front, the estimated cost there. You're actually just paying per credit that you register for, so per course that you register for. Okay, now for your pathway courses, I'll answer your second question, Ayas. It looks like here that you noticed that there was a $500 fee. So that's actually not an application fee. It's the registration, the tuition. So
Yes.
for the program, it's $500 USD per credit. And for your pathway courses, they're 1 credit each. So if you registered for 1 pathway course, that's why you're seeing that $500 there. And the great thing is the pathway courses will count towards your total credits to complete the degree and total cost as well. Okay, great question.
Yeah. So it may seem like an application fee because it's on the registration form, but it's your tuition payment. It's not an additional application fee, if that makes sense. Let's see. Ilyas also asked about programming languages and cloud providers that are taught in each class. I'm a little less familiar about those specifics. I would actually encourage you to reach out to us directly and I can connect you with the program director to speak on this specifically. My understanding is that there are no specific languages that are taught. It's more of what you're comfortable with. But again, please do reach out to me. I'll drop my email in the chat box. So please reach out to me and I will connect you with faculty. There we go.
Good question. Also, it looks like here, do online students have access to the IIT facilities?
Yes, they have access to some of them. You would have access to our online libraries. You would have access to our career services office and their online capabilities, their online appointments. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of great resources.
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes to career services. If you want to have resume editing, Illinois Tech offers that, mock interviews, and they have virtual career fairs as well. So we recommend that.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and then I see a question here from one attendee, how to get into the performance-based admissions, it looks like option. So yeah, so this program, it is completely online, and it is a part of the performance-based admissions procedures. Now, to be accepted again, you would want to complete the 3 pathway courses with a 3.0 GPA combined score and submit your official undergraduate transcript showing your conferred bachelor's degree to be accepted. And so you can do that through the Coursera website. When you click enroll now, it will redirect you to the Illinois Tech registration form. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. One attendee asked about a cybersecurity specialization. So that's not available at this time through Coursera. If you are flexible and wish to do traditional, we do have some cybersecurity programs available through just normal admissions. But for Coursera specifically, no, it's just IT.
Great question.
Any prerequisites for the 3 performance-based courses? No. So that's the amazing thing about it. If you have the experience, whether that be through coursework or through your work experience, you can just start those courses right away. And your performance in those courses is what determines if you are admissible to the full degree program. So like we were saying, you need to maintain that 3.0 GPA. You just got to make sure you earn a B or higher in each of those courses, but no prerequisites. Any scholarship options after completing the pathway program? Unfortunately, not at this time. There are no scholarship options available directly from Illinois Tech. Will online students receive job fair information or be able to attend a job fair at school? Yes, as we had said, absolutely. You will be able to join our virtual career fairs, or if you're able to come in person, we would absolutely love to see you. So yes, you will get that information once you're registered and admitted.
It looks like here there's a question in regards to if a student completed the 3 pathway courses before registering, will you need to retake those courses? So I believe that this attendee is asking if they start the courses on the Coursera Plus platform, will they need to retake the courses? So you will not have to retake them, but you do need to upgrade the course for actual credit to gain credit towards the master's degree. And to do that, you would complete the registration form. You will have to pay the tuition, so the $500 per credit, and you do need to complete a final exam. Okay, so you will
Yes.
have to complete a final. I see here there is a question. I would like to know the pathway courses to kickstart my pursuit of the Master of Information Technology program. Great question. And so just to give a little more detail, so those pathway courses are, again, include a total of 3. We have the Microsoft Windows OS course, which is ITM 705. And we have Linux OS, ITM 706, and OS Security, ITM 707. What I can do is I will include my booking link and my email. If you would like to connect with me to discuss the program curriculum details, talk about the pathway courses, I would absolutely love that. So I will go ahead and drop that in the chat. Great question.
We have one student who is asking, is the $500 per course in the pathway-based courses, is this in addition to the $15,000 for the program or not? It is not in addition. Overall, the amount of money you will be spending between the pathway courses and the degree courses in total is $15,000. So the 500 that you would spend on each pathway course is just goes towards that $15,000 total. I hope that's clear.
Yes, great question. And so you could think about it as the pathway courses count towards your full cost of the program and total credits to complete the degree. And it gives you a taste of what you'll be learning throughout the program. And so definitely those pathway courses will count towards your degree and the cost.
Absolutely. We have one student asking how to link previous coursework on our Coursera account. Is that something that I'm a little less familiar with? India, are you familiar with that?
So in regards to how to link your accounts, or is this attendee asking about linking their Illinois Tech account to their Coursera account, or upgrading the Coursera Plus courses? I'm sorry, I'm looking at that.
No, that's okay. I believe it's linking Illinois Tech with Coursera.
Yeah, so in regards to linking the account, great question. So to do that, when you complete the registration form, you will receive 2 emails. So you'll receive a registration confirmation email, and then you'll also receive your next steps email as well. In your next steps email, it'll give you the details on how to link your Illinois Tech account to your Coursera account, because you will have 2. So you'll have an Illinois Tech email, and then you'll have your Coursera account, your online portal. And so you'll be able to link those accounts, and then you will need to complete your orientation course as well. And so I always let students know that once you link those accounts, you need to complete the orientation course to actually see your course populate in your online portal. So that orientation course, a little bit about that, it's just an overview of the university, as well as academic integrity pledge, a little bit about the online portal and the online culture of having this program super flexible, completely online. And so that would be the steps there. If you have any additional questions, or if you're having some trouble with linking your account, please respond and message me. I did put my email and my booking link there. You can send that over to me, and then we can have our support team take a look at that if you are experiencing any issues with linking the account.
Yes, absolutely. All right, how long after completing the preview courses do we have to convert and pay for the credit? Am I correct in assuming it needs to be within a few semesters, like 1 or 2 semesters?
So it's to my understanding that you would need to upgrade the course by your 6th week of class
Thank you.
to gain actual credit. And again, you do want to complete the registration form, link your Coursera account to your Illinois Tech account, complete the orientation, and you do need to complete a final exam as well.
Yeah. Maximum time period to complete the master's. You have 6 years to complete the master's program. Can students have a physical student ID card? Yes, you may. Yes, you may. You are allowed to, you'll be able to submit your headshot online, and then that can be delivered to you. Is it realistic for graduates to expect a full-time job with just the experience from the program, or is it more likely to have to start by finding an internship? Absolutely, I think you can get a full-time job with just the program. it's one of those things where if you have the internship, then you gain that networking experience, you gain those contacts, and that makes things easier. But I don't think would be fair to assume that you have to have the internship to get a job. Typically, you want to think of master's degrees as sort of a work experience in the field. You already have that 2 years, and then you can put that on your resume as your work experience and get you past any of those barriers. Bachelor's degree from a different country with a credential evaluation dated 2019. Any steps are required to validate my degree for this program? I would actually encourage you to reach out to me directly. I will give you my email, and we will discuss what any further steps are needed at this point.
Kathleen Park, great question. Which certificates does the Master in Information Technology map to? I believe that you're asking about certificates on Coursera that you can take. Is that the question there? So we are still determining if you can take certificates on the Coursera Plus platform to gain credit for the Master of Information Technology. We have confirmed for the bachelor's and MBA, as well as data science, but we're still in the process of potentially in the upcoming semesters approving for the Master of Information Technology program. But great question there.
Is this program eligible for student loans and the FAFSA? I'm going to have to do some digging on that question, but that's a fabulous question, Kathleen. Let me give you my email and we can follow up later to discuss that. Does $15,000 include all expenses such as books and or software needed? It's just tuition. $15,000, it just goes towards tuition. Are all course? Oh, go ahead.
So it looks like here that we have a attendee who has a question about, are all course materials and videos provided through Coursera or the IIT owns online platform? So the program is completely online and Coursera would be your online platform. So we partner with the university to house this program completely online and make it super flexible for you. And so your lectures will be on your online portal, your coursework, your modules. So you'll have all of that information in your online portal, in your online Coursera portal.
Right. Does the diploma or bachelor's degree need to come from a U.S. college? Does it need to be translated if it's from a non-English speaking country? We accept students from all around the world. You do not have to come specifically from the United States. And if you do have a bachelor's degree that normally the transcripts are in a different language other than English, then yes, you would need to have those translated into English. So this is the order of preference. If your school provides its own English translation of your transcript, that is most preferred. If that's not available, then there are some translators that we trust. I will actually do a little bit of digging and send you a link to that page real quick.
And a NACCE's approved association.
Yes.
One that's really popular is World Education Services. But I recommend you to go to NACCES.org, and that's NACES.org. And those are the approved evaluators for transfer credit international evaluations.
Yes. So there's WES, there's ECE, there's SpanTran. There's a lot of different options. Our final exams asynchronous? Let's see. In other words, if I take all 3 pathway courses in one term, can I take the final exam after one course before moving to the next class, or do I have to take the final exams for all 3 at the end of the term? So yes, they are asynchronous. I don't think there's any particular order you have to take those finals. I'm pretty sure you can just take them all at the same time. How does this program differ from the, I'm assuming you're asking how is this different from the our traditional on-campus program? So there are some different course options. For Coursera, we have a very strict select set of courses that you have to take. The only ones where you'd have a particular choice are some of the cloud computing courses as a service. For the ITM on campus program, you have a bunch of different options. You're allowed to specialize in some specific areas such as cloud computing, cybersecurity, database management, and so on and so forth. In terms of quality of education, quality of the faculty, that's all the same. You're still getting a very highly comparable degree from the same professors that teach our traditional students. So just think of it as, the difference between course offerings, that's all. Is this program a mix of live lectures, office hours, or fully recorded lectures?
Great
Go
question,
ahead.
Lane. Great question. So the program again is all about flexibility. So your lectures are actually pre-recorded for you. For your flexibility, but you also gain a lot of support as well because you will have live office hours that are weekly with your professor. Now, they're not required for you to attend them, but we highly recommend it, especially if you would like to just ask a particular question about an assignment, get an update on how well you're doing in the course or in your program. I would definitely recommend those office hours. But again, they're not required, but they are there for you if you would like to attend them.
Absolutely. Another difference between the on-campus program and the Coursera program, you can take the Coursera program and complete it within 1 year. The on-campus one has the traditional semesters, and you typically we see students finishing that program in 2 years, and that's with full-time enrollment. So that's another little difference. But excellent questions. We got through all of them. So again, please feel free to use the Q&A function to ask us all of your questions. We got one. Are the courses similar to other Coursera offerings in that we have multiple, usually 3 opportunities to retake the exams? For retakes, we allow 1 retake. Any other questions? We have about 20 minutes more of our time, but if that's all the questions, then I see no reason why we couldn't just end early. But please feel free to ask us questions.
Looks like here we have another question from Kathleen. In regards to the final exam, Paige, did you want to answer this one? In regards to the final, it's to my understanding that you would need to complete a final exam or final project after each course. And with your final exams, they're not proctored. However, they will be timed. Is there anything that you would like to add, Paige, in regards to that?
I'm reading this question as, is there like a final exam after completing all courses? And no, there's not. There's a final exam for each individual course, but if there's a you passed ITM course, no, there isn't anything like that.
Okay.
but that may just be how I was reading the question. I work with this certificate in the country I live in. Isn't it possible to authenticate it? There's a lot to this question, and I don't want to say anything specific to you. I would actually very much encourage you, let's you and I connect later so you can talk more openly about what you're asking, because I know that there are some places where online degrees are not validated. So let's you and I connect and let's talk specifically about your situation and let's figure out what the solution is together, okay? Will this degree program prepare graduates for industry certifications such as CompTIA? I am not at all familiar with what that is. Again, please reach out to me for any like course specifics, program specifics that are maybe better for faculty. Please do reach out directly to me. I'm happy to connect you with our faculty and our program directors to get these answers to you.
It looks like we have a question in regards to, can you preview the courses on Coursera before enrolling? So you do have the option of starting the courses on what we call Coursera Plus, and that is basically a preview of the course. Now you'll have access to all of the course curriculum other than the final exam, because you will need to upgrade the course before having access to your final exam to gain actual credit for the course. But yes, the pathway courses are offered on the Coursera Plus platform.
Excellent question. Any other questions? Okay, Kaylee asked, how flexible is the bachelor's degree requirement? Jinhee, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Jinhee. Can you answer this question for us? Can students use work experience or certificates to be an equivalent to a bachelor's degree?
That one, I'm not so sure. For the master's MBA program, like other, master's program, yes. And the bachelor's, I think this is a little bit different, right?
So, right. So, for the Masters of Information Technology program, we do strongly prefer that if you have the bachelor's degree, you will be able to, sorry, let me start that. That was a weird sentence. I'm sorry. If you have work experience, but not the bachelor's degree, please do reach out to us directly. We'll need to discuss some alternative admissions options. So please do reach out to me directly and we'll figure out where to go from there. Okay.
Okay, it looks like here that Kathleen has a question in regards to the actual certificates that the Master of IT would apply credits toward from. For example, CompTIA, PMP, and not the Coursera Plus certificates.
Gotcha. I would say Kathleen, let's you and I connect and we'll get you questions answered by the faculty. They would have a better specific understanding to that. I believe I already gave you my email, but I will just give it to you again. Can we take IIT courses from MBA or data science Coursera program? If you were planning to take the MBA or the data science program, absolutely. If you're hoping to use it as credit towards the ITM program, I'm not sure that would be allowed. if you just want to do it just to take some courses, then absolutely go for it.
It looks like here that we have another question in regards to is there a MBA program that's online with Illinois Tech? And so to answer that question, yes, there is an MBA program, and we will actually be having a webinar for that one. Paige, is that tomorrow, I believe?
No, that's Thursday.
Okay.
The timing, I believe it's either noon or 2. It's one or the other.
2 p.m.
Thank you. 2
Yes,
p.m.
I recommend for you to join that one as well, Kathleen.
Absolutely. That's a very popular program.
Yes.
So yes, absolutely come join us. Any other questions? English proficiency requirement. Do you need to provide English proficiency certifications for this program? No, you do not. That isn't to say that you can't take this program without some fluency in English. So if that's an area of improvement for you, I would strongly recommend that you sharpen up your English skills prior to attending the program. But no, you don't need to send any Duolingo, TOEFL, IELTS, anything like that. But just to be clear, you do need to be able to understand English in order to take the program. Is there any overlap of the Master's IT and the MBA program courses? No, not at this time. Any other questions? These are all excellent questions. Did everybody enjoy their Thanksgiving?
I did.
If that's something you celebrate.
Yes, I hope you all
Yeah.
did as well.
Awesome. Yeah. I visited the in-laws, played with my niece and nephew. Yeah, it was a good time.
That's awesome. And so one great thing that I'm super excited about this program is the January 8th start date. So if you're looking for a New Year resolution, this would be an excellent New Year resolution to start the program in the beginning of the new year. So we do have our January 8th start date approaching for our spring A. So I encourage you to book a meeting with me, and I do have my booking link in the chat, as well as my email. If you have any particular questions about getting started and the upcoming start date, feel free to reach out to me.
Yes, absolutely. Take this time to invest in yourself. I know I will. That's a very good New Year's resolution. Invest in yourself. More information about those programming and application foundations and introduction to data networks and internet. I honestly don't have any additional information apart from just the course names. If you need to know more about what to expect, like maybe the syllabus, please do reach out to me and I can connect you with faculty to give you a little bit of a preview if that's what you need. Any other questions? We've got 10 more minutes.
Great questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not seeing any so far.
Still some great engagement from everybody. So I guess once I start giving the goodbye speech, we'll see one come up. So you know what, I'll just go ahead and do it. So thank you guys. So all right. Is the whole course on the Coursera platform?
So the program is completely online.
Mm-hmm.
To answer your question, you will be able to complete this program completely online. And again, it's all about flexibility with this program, as well as you do get a very high accreditation as well with the program. So the same as on campus. In regards to the rigor of the program and the standards that have to be upheld to hold that accreditation. But with this program being completely online, what you do get is the flexibility of being able to study at a time that works best for you, view your lectures at a time that works best for you. So a lot of flexibility there. But to answer your question, the program is completely online.
Okay, excellent. Well, thank you everybody so much for joining. I hope you got something out of this webinar, and I did drop my email in the chat. I'll drop it in the chat again. If you have any specific questions, or if you want to talk to faculty about those program specifics, I'm happy to connect you with them. So just reach out to me. I'll be your little liaison. So thank you very much again. If you're interested in learning more about the MBA program or the data science program, those webinars will be taking place on Thursday. So please do join us and learn more about that. But otherwise, thank you very much and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you all for joining. Have a good one. Bye.